Papua New Guinea is on the verge of yet another political storm. The looming vote of no confidence is not just a routine parliamentary process. It's a battlefield where the fate of Prime Minister James Marape hangs in the balance. Will he survive? Or will we see a new leader emerge to steer the nation in a different direction? Let's dive deep into the analysis of PNG's shifting political landscape and forecast what might happen next. To understand what's coming, we need to look at where PNG's political landscape stands right now. James Marape has held power since 2019, riding on the promise of taking back PNG from foreign interests and fighting corruption. But has he delivered? Many argue that his administration has failed, with a collapsing economy, rising inflation, and severe government mismanagement. Opposition forces have been gaining momentum, claiming that Marape's government is driving the country into a financial abyss. Public sector workers are unpaid, businesses are struggling, and people are frustrated. These factors create a perfect storm for a vote of no confidence. So if Marape falls, who's next? Here are the key players in the shadows. Peter O'Neill, the former PM and a political heavyweight known as the undisputed underdog of infrastructure. Peter O'Neill, the former Prime Minister and leader of the People's National Congress, PNC, is a significant figure in Papua New Guinea's political history. Having served as Prime Minister from 2011 to 2019, O'Neill's tenure was marked by major infrastructure projects and a focus on economic growth, although his time in office was also tainted by corruption allegations and controversies surrounding the management of state resources. O'Neill remains a powerful political force due to his leadership of the PNC, one of the largest political parties in the country. His party continues to have substantial representation in Parliament, which gives him significant leverage in any vote of no confidence. O'Neill's experience in leading the country, along with his established political network, makes him a potential contender in the upcoming leadership challenge. His chances of becoming Prime Minister again would depend on his ability to secure the backing of enough MPs, particularly those disillusioned with the current government. While some may view his past leadership critically due to corruption scandals, others may see him as a steady leader with experience in navigating the complexities of PNG's politics. If O'Neill can unite opposition factions and present himself as a solution to the current government's shortcomings, he could certainly make a strong push for the Prime Minister's role. His political skills, party influence and experience give him a viable path if he decides to challenge for leadership once more. Alan Bird, the governor of East Sepik, known for his grassroots leadership and clean reputation. He is known for his leadership in his home province and his focus on economic development and governance reforms. Bird has built a strong reputation as a pragmatic and results-oriented leader. His track record in East Sepik highlights his focus on infrastructure, education and improving local services, which has earned him significant local support. Bird's chances in the upcoming vote of no confidence would depend on his ability to garner support from MPs outside of his province and build broader political alliances. While he doesn't hold a national party leadership position like Duma or Kua, his influence as a regional leader and his reputation for good governance could make him a strong candidate if he chooses to challenge for the Prime Minister's position. If Bird can leverage his experience in managing East Sepik's affairs and connect with other MPs who prioritize governance reforms and regional development, he could be a credible alternative to the current leadership. However, his ability to rally enough support from MPs across the country will be critical to his success in the vote. William Duma, the member for Hagen Central and leader of the United Resources Party, URP, is a key figure in Papua New Guinea's political scene. As the leader of one of the largest parties in the country, Duma wields significant influence, with many members in his party backing him. His URP has a strong presence in Parliament, which positions him as a formidable contender in the upcoming vote of no confidence. Duma's chances of becoming Prime Minister would depend on his ability to unite the support of other MPs, especially those disillusioned with the current government. With his party's large base, He could either directly challenge the leadership or broker a deal to form a new coalition government. His political experience and ability to lead a substantial party give him a solid foundation to lead if the opportunity arises. If Duma decides to make a play for the Prime Minister's position, his leadership of the URP, combined with its significant parliamentary representation, could make him a strong contender in the political landscape, especially in a vote of no confidence. His quiet but influential position as a sleeping giant could be key to shaping the future of PNG's leadership. Patrick Pruech, a veteran politician and former treasurer. Patrick Pruech, the member for Aitapelumi and leader of the National Alliance Party, is another significant figure in Papua New Guinea's political arena who could emerge as a contender in the upcoming vote of no confidence. Pruech has been a prominent player in PNG politics for many years, having held various key positions, including Minister for Treasury and Finance. He has built a reputation for his focus on fiscal responsibility, economic reforms, and advocating for development in rural areas. Pruech is also known for his leadership in the opposition, where he has been critical of the Marape government's economic policies and governance. Pruech's chances in the vote of no confidence would largely depend on his ability to form a broad coalition of support. With his long-standing political experience and the backing of the National Alliance Party, Pruech could attract MPs dissatisfied with the current government. His party has traditionally played a central role in PNG's politics, and his leadership could be appealing to those seeking a more stable and strategic direction for the country. However, his success in securing the Prime Minister's role would still require gaining the trust of a majority of Parliament members, navigating the complexities of political alliances, and positioning himself as a viable alternative to the current leadership. If Pruech can build on his experience and demonstrate that he has the right solutions for the country's challenges, he could become a strong candidate in the vote. James Nomane's chances of becoming the next Prime Minister during the upcoming vote of no confidence largely depend on several factors. While he has strong support in challenging the current government's accountability, the outcome will rely on the political dynamics within Parliament. If Nomane can garner enough backing from other MPs who are dissatisfied with Prime Minister James Marape's leadership, he could present a strong challenge. However, it is also crucial to consider the strategies and alliances that Marape and his government can form to retain power. The shifting political landscape in PNG makes predicting the outcome uncertain. Kerenga Kua, a prominent figure in Papua New Guinea's political scene and the former leader of the opposition, is also a potential contender in the upcoming vote of no confidence. Kua has built a strong reputation for his legal expertise, policy initiatives and leadership. He has previously served as a minister in the government and has been vocal in criticizing the Marape administration. His chances of becoming Prime Minister depend on how much support he can gain from the members of Parliament during the vote. If the opposition unites behind him and he secures key alliances within Parliament, Kua could be a strong candidate. His experience and political track record give him an edge in navigating the complexities of PNG's political environment. However, as with any leadership challenge in PNG, it is all about forming the right coalitions and having sufficient backing from MPs to secure a majority. Richard Maru, the member for Yanguru Sausia and a former minister, is another potential contender in the upcoming vote of no confidence. Maru has made a name for himself in Papua New Guinea's political landscape as a strong advocate for economic reforms, particularly in areas like infrastructure development, agriculture, and economic growth. He's also been a vocal critic of the current administration's economic policies and governance. His background in economic management, coupled with his experience in government, makes him a credible figure if he chooses to challenge for the Prime Minister's position. Maru's chances in the vote of no confidence would depend on his ability to rally support within Parliament, especially from MPs who are dissatisfied with the Marape government. He is well regarded for his leadership abilities and has built a reputation for being a pragmatic and results-oriented leader. If he can build the necessary political alliances and convince MPs that he is the right person to lead the country, he could be a strong contender. However, As with any political challenge in PNG, the outcome would depend on his ability to navigate complex alliances and secure enough votes from Parliament. Other dark horse candidates could emerge as alliances shift in the coming days. Can Marape survive? It all comes down to parliamentary numbers. If he can maintain the loyalty of his MPs and prevent defections, he might hold on. However, reports suggest his grip is weakening. The country is struggling with economic hardship, and MPs looking to save their political careers might jump ship. If major coalition partners break away, the numbers will swing against him. Based on the current political climate, 3 possible scenarios could unfold if Marape survives, but weakened. In this scenario, Prime Minister James Marape manages to stay in power, but it's clear that his government is unstable. The ongoing political infighting and challenges to his leadership would likely continue, leading to more uncertainty, chaos, and possibly poor governance. His ability to effectively lead the country could be severely hampered by the loss of political support, making the next few months difficult for both the government and the people. A new Prime Minister takes over. If Marape is successfully ousted in the upcoming vote of no confidence, a new battle for the Prime Minister's position will begin. This could lead to intense political rivalry, as various leaders such as Kerenga Kua, James Nomane or others try to secure enough support to become the new PM. The new leader will face significant pressure to restore confidence in the government and address the country's economic issues. Fixing the economy, which has been struggling under Marape's leadership, would be a top priority, but it will take time and effective policy to make meaningful changes. Parliament is dissolved for elections. If no clear leader can be chosen after the vote of no confidence, or if Parliament cannot form a stable government, it's possible that the government could dissolve Parliament and call for early elections. In this case, all MPs would be dismissed and new elections would be held. However, this scenario could deepen political instability and uncertainty in the country. A lack of clear leadership could mean prolonged political deadlock, and it may take a long time for a new, stable government to be formed. The country would face continued uncertainty, which could delay much-needed reforms and economic recovery. The vote of no confidence is not just about changing leaders, it's about the future of Papua New Guinea. Will we see stability and a better direction, or will this be another chapter of political chaos? What do you think? Will James Marape survive, or is it time for PNG to have a new Prime Minister? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.